What's going on, everybody?
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the Lady Guru Show.
Yes, yes.
What's up, ladies?
What's up?
What's
How
going
are you
on?
doing?
How's everything?
Everything's peachy.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So check this out. How was your 2 weeks? Adisha, how was your 2
My
weeks?
2 weeks was bomb. I was very productive. It's really good when you're productive and you're doing what you're supposed to do. I've been doing shoots, music videos, getting my life together. It's really good. What about you, Sue?
I'm proud. I've been, working. I'm doing nails.
Yes. She's good, guys.
Yes. I've been apartment searching because you guys know that a lot of people have left the city since COVID or whatever. So there are a lot of amazing deals right now.
I did hear about that.
Yeah, Blake, you should totally look into it, okay?
What's up with that?
Just saying. Yeah, so long story short, I found this 2-bedroom apartment close to Central Park for like a decent price. And, I think that's going to be the one. We'll see what happens tomorrow.
That's what's up.
I've been apartment searching pretty much these last 2 weeks after work. I go looking at places. If you want to move, everybody thinks that it's easy. Like, you can just find a place. It takes work to find the right place for you. I'll tell you that. Okay,
Absolutely.
so if you've ever had to search for apartments and you wanted to pull all your hair out, don't think that it's just you. Don't think that you're super poor and that you're not doing anything worthwhile with your life. Do not think like that. I have a decent, history of renting places, and each time has been crazy. So yeah, this one, hopefully this is it, and I've come to my end, and I can move into the new place and do the studio, do the nail spot there.
That's good. And you get your independence, like adult life ready.
My 2 weeks was I did a whole lot of editing. Shout out to all my peoples, man, because editing is everybody knows it's so
We were just
grueling.
talking about that. We were just talking about that.
I literally spent maybe about a week and a half just sitting.
Oh my God.
Just sitting to the point where I was hurting.
Seriously.
You know what I mean?
Blake.
Yes. But I got a chance to see, in between edits, I got a chance to look at my IG. When I looked at my IG, I saw something that was bugged out. I seen, I think it was, shout out to Nas, man. Shout out to Nas, because everybody knows I've been listening to Nas forever. You know what I mean? And but there was something that really disturbed me, man. And I got it. I don't want nobody saying I'm a hater, but I listen to Nas religiously. But I seen a video, man, where like there was 30 people outside doing a video shoot, and nobody had on masks. I'm sitting here like, yo, is this really happening? Like, look, everybody's gonna do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But when you drag me into it is when I could say something. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like there's a lot of people out there. Now, again, a lot of the dudes out there, I understand, man. I'm from the same background you from. You know what I mean? I'm not from the same, we all from different locations. But a lot of us got the same background. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But not to be wearing a mask in a pandemic is holding up a lot of shit. You got people that's not visiting their parents because they're scared to give them something. You got so many different things. Not to mention entertainment is taking a huge hit because of this whole COVID thing. Our people, brown and black people, is really getting hit hard from this thing.
Yeah, I heard that there was an article that was talking about that we're like the community that's getting the most cases, and that's crazy.
If we want to get back to work as entertainers, if we want to hustle again, if we want to go to these clubs and get our bread and do all of those different things, we gotta wear a mask. Not forever, but we just gotta wear a mask for now. And we can still keep doing everything we doing. Socially distance a little bit, wear a mask, especially if you're gonna be like 30 people, 50 people in one place screaming.
That is true.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I feel like it needs to be adopted into our culture right now.
Yeah.
At this point, it's detrimental, and you know, some people are actually doing the opposite, where it's like by not wearing a mask at this time, they want to show that they're rebellious, you know, you're gang or whatever. That's
No,
not
that's
cool.
your life you're
Like, it's
putting
not
on the
cool.
You know, because you're dragging your shorty into it.
Yeah, your whole family,
You know what I'm
anybody that's
saying?
around you that you
You're
care
dragging,
about.
you know, shorties is dragging their husbands or whoever into it. And you could not die, but your husband could die. Or
Yeah.
dude, your shorty can die. You know what I mean?
Everybody's
Or
different.
your shorty's mother can die.
Mm-hmm.
She don't know how she got it, but she got it from you because you gave it to your girl, and your girl is asymptomatic, and so are you. And meanwhile, she died from it. So just to, you know, shout out to the people out there. Make sure y'all are really, you know what I'm saying, out there wearing masks. You know,
Protect yourselves, and while you're doing that, you're protecting others. So
that's what it is. That's what it is, man. Yo, in other news. In other news, man, yo, I can't even believe I'm saying this, man. Cardi B and Offset are done.
like what?
What?
That was unexpected.
The world is really
Seriously.
ending, man.
It's crumbling apart.
Like, what is going on?
Can't believe it. Nah, I mean, that was very unexpected.
Yeah.
Super. Like,
That happened out of nowhere. It was like one day it was cool, and then all of a sudden the next day,
and I feel like there's still no clear explanation.
Yeah, it's true. Plus, you never know what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah.
But it's like such a it's such a shock.
yeah.
They say he was cheating.
But then she said that he didn't cheat. They just kept arguing, so she was tired of it. That's
About
why
what? She seemed happy.
I know
She
they
was
seem
looking
so
so happy. Like,
I'm like, are you really faking it to make it?
exactly.
Like,
Like, I don't.
You know, this
weird.
goes back to one of our shows before where we brought up, well, you know, if you get married and then you have a divorce,
That's just like, what's
was
the
it
point
a
of getting
waste
there?
of time?
Oh, that's true. We did speak about that.
They had a beautiful daughter though, Culture.
Yeah.
You know, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like if you're gonna get married, you need to make sure, like, hey, get to the, like, communicate, like, hey, if we have an issue, like, are we willing to work it out? Because, like, what's the point of getting married if you're gonna get a divorce in like 3 years or something? I don't know. That's like, marriage is not easy.
No,
So,
it's a lot of
yeah.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You looking at the shorty get out the car, looking bad. She got on them tight jeans, son. You know what I'm saying? Or she
Oh,
looking
that's
at
a
you
lot.
too. All you got to do is just hand off the number. Ain't nobody gonna know. Wifey at home right now, right?
Jeez.
what I mean.
Nah,
So-
All
dude.
that is temporary.
Nah. That little feeling for 15, 20 minutes ain't worth your marriage, is it?
Exactly.
Your livelihood. I mean, hello, your family.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens as the
Yeah.
story evolves. Like, he'll have to
surprised.
say something. The culture's not just gonna let them just keep doing this. They're gonna have to face us, and we'll find out, guys,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yo, also, hey, yo, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they had
Oh,
a reunion,
yeah.
man. That's a,
That was cool.
Awesome. I wish Uncle Phil was still around.
yeah.
No, it's a
You know,
shame.
that's a big deal for a lot of people who grew up on that show,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
You know, Will Smith is like a big deal out
Yeah,
there.
he's
you know?
basically a legend. Like,
He really is.
been around forever.
When he started acting, I didn't even know he could act. Like, who knew Will Smith could act? Like, he never took any acting lessons that we know of.
That's good though. I think it comes with the territory because I think he started out rapping.
Yeah.
So when you got to be on screen, I guess like you got to learn the acting role. That's really good though. He's really killing it. He's been doing his thing.
Not only that, though, people I don't know if anybody heard Will Smith rap recently.
Recently, no.
I've heard him. He was in a song with Nicki Jam at one point.
Oh.
That's the song you're talking about? No, that was the recent. That was the month
he rapped on some like he didn't know he was gonna do a song or a freestyle. He freestyled right off
so
the
dope.
top. Like,
He's good. He's just
Wow,
dope
yeah.
soul for sure.
Very
also,
talented.
I would probably point out that he may be the only individual from the culture, from hip hop, that's actually one of the highest paid actors in the business.
I didn't know that.
That's deep right
Wow.
Yes.
there. You know?
As he should.
Big
Been
shout,
around.
shout to Will Smith.
Yeah,
Shout out,
to him.
Will.
You know what I'm saying? Shout to the Bel-Air family.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's talk about Nas. Nas just recently dropped a new album.
What you heard
Again.
about? You didn't like the video? It's okay. No, let me tell you guys. Blake is serious about this thing. I mean, you heard before in the previous episodes. He works, he's out here in the health community, and he's taking this very serious. So
Hey,
Yes.
yo, check this out, man. Like, when you know the devil is out there and you can't see him, but you see the
That's
effects.
Corona.
I seen people die in front of my face. You know what I'm saying? And when they died, it's like and nobody came in there and shot them.
Damn.
Nobody, it's like some invisible and it's killing people. So there's a lot of people that's in the healthcare business that still their lives ain't back to normal because they seen something that a lot of people, it's like this, you know how like when you see something and I won't say experience it, but you see something, it's like you're responsible now to say something because it's real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like this one dude, he said something like, he said he would have gave anything just to take a breath.
Wow.
That's something we take for
That's
granted
deep,
to
yeah.
breathe.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Sheesh, you see so
That's
much.
something I say to my clients, because you guys know my day job is I work at Lexus, and I'm not people that automatically think I'm selling cars. I don't sell cars. I'm in the service department. So usually people come to me whenever there's a problem with their car. Whenever the light comes on that says you need service, you gotta come see me. So it's
Right.
like it's a stop that they have to make of their life to come make this appointment for their vehicle. So the first thing I always ask them when they walk into my office is, "How are you doing?"
Right.
And so, they gave me their sad story of whatever the morning. And then they asked me how I'm doing. And I say, I'm well, I can't complain. We're still breathing,
Yes.
And I always remind them hey, we're breathing and we're here.
Yeah.
2 months ago, a few months ago, you couldn't even come see me because we were closed. So today is a better day. We're here.
That King's Disease album is dope. What would you say about that for women that's bosses?
But when you say how they lost their edge, I think that happens to everybody. You get to a point where you don't feel inspired, and you just gotta find that. And even when it comes back to Queen's diseases and just women being boss, there's a lot of women out there who are bosses and are killing it. What do you think, Sue?
I think that as a queen, right? Sometimes our disease could be that you're so successful and now you've turned into a bitch. The bitch disease. That's what I've seen. And I work with a lot of guys, so I hear them that they complain about women being a little bit bitchy, not bossy, but bitchy. And the thing is that yes, sometimes even as female, that we've had to overcome a lot just because we're a woman. We've always been seen as less. So it's more still be humble.
Yeah.
And still, just because you have to, I have to do this as well because, I manage a team. It's something that you have to put yourself in a position where, you do have to articulate a little bit different because the bosses, you see them, the real bosses, they're leaders,
Exactly.
Exactly. So that's all it takes. And, for females, I think that the King's disease doesn't happen as bad as it could happen to perhaps a man. Men go through it a little bit more because they don't have the anchor that women have that is bearing children.
I believe
So
that.
we have children that we're growing. They inspire us on a daily because it's they were breastfeeding right here. You remember them on your nipple.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's something. It's hard to forget that. So it drives you to strive more. And now that we're in the workforce, I think that women in the next years we're seeing it already, but we're gonna see it even more. The force of what the female race really is all about.
When I look at there's some people that always just have it. There's some people that regardless of how successful they get, they still wanted more, and they wanted it more than yesterday.
Yeah, they got
They
some
wanted
really
it.
hungry
They
people.
wanted it yesterday more than the day before. And so it's like every day that they wake up is something that clicks. That they got to go out and get that.
That's
And they
training.
gotta
It's
stay on
mindset.
their grind.
Mindset
Yes.
is huge. You have to something big in this. You know, if you ever read a self-help book, it's all about that. It's all about feeding your mind, and
Yeah.
it's who are you comparing yourself with. You know, there's always the next person that's doing something better, and you know, it's not that you have to compare yourself in a way where you're upset because you're not doing as well as that other person. But we should all see it as an example, something that you can turn into your path and make you greater.
To add on to what Sue was saying, how the women appear to be like a bitch in like certain workforce, I kind of look at it like is them trying to get respect, because when you're in a certain workforce and it's like majority men, you now have to become like the man, and of course you're gonna come off as a bitch, but you're trying to get that respect and to come off as a leader, and you have to like basically be strong and not let people walk all over you, but it comes off as you being a bitch.
That too, and I believe those type of things come natural. Like I feel like if you're a leader, you're gonna automatically lead. And what I would say is that anybody who is a leader and is put in a position where they feel like they have to get respect, I'll put it to you like this: if you are doing what you need to do, and you have a desire to get that done, and it shows, respect is gonna come your way.
It's true.
Yeah.
Because if you got your mind on your money and your money's on your mind, it's going to reflect. It might take a little minute to reflect, but people going to look around the room and be like, oh.
Don't mess with her, like.
So check this out, everybody. Yo, there's always somebody out there that wants it more than you.
Very true.
So what are you going to do about it? That's an open question. We'll be right back with Roxie Digital, right? Roxie Digital.
Yes, yes.
Digital.
50% off.
Oh my god.
Yeah, 50% off. Off everything? Off everything. Off everything? Yeah. The Monbin Beauty Supplies and Accessory Store got 50% off everything, which means you can buy something nice for your girl.
Oh my god.
Tell your sister to tell her friends to save on everything. Monbin Beauty Supplies and Accessories, 211 Broadway, Amityville, New York, 11701. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Lady Guru Show.
Hi.
What's going on, ladies?
Hello, hello.
What's up? Now we have a great guest in here. I've spoke to this guest so many different times. She got so many jewels that she throws out to people. So I need y'all out there to make sure y'all paying attention, because she's a good guest. Everybody welcome in Roxie Digital.
Ooh.
Hi.
How are you?
Hello.
Roxie, what's going on, man?
Nothing, just still quarantining and living this regular home office life.
Wow.
I hear you.
Get
I
it.
hear you, man. It's crazy, and it's still crazy in New York, man. I have a question for you. Now, basically everybody that listens to you knows who you are. So my question is that a lot of people don't know about how you actually got started. So can you speak to like the origins of how you got started in radio?
Well, like everybody, or maybe not like everybody, because everybody has their own traditional way of getting into radio, or, just getting into the business. Some people just know people. Other people go to school for it. Other people create their own opportunities. Mine was, I went to school for it. I went to St. John's University in Queens. My major was radio and television broadcast, and like they make every student do, although it's different now, clearly, to do internships. So when I went the route of doing internships, it wasn't like the regular way of doing it that a student who is majoring in radio and TV would, which is basically go into a studio, shadow someone, ask the questions. I literally started in radio sales. So I worked for, at the time, it was Cats Media Radio Sales, Clear Channel Radio Sales. They're no longer, it's Clear Channel now, it's iHeartRadio.
Wow.
And I learned the sales side and how to make the money, that people don't know has to be made in radio. So the background of radio is the sales team. They're the ones that keep, the money flowing and those commercials tight on the, radio stations that nobody wants to hear, but that's what pays the bill. So I learned that side of the radio industry, and it wasn't until, I want to say 2006, because I graduated in 2005 from my program at St. John's, and it wasn't until 2006, a year later, that I got into a little radio station out in Long Island in Suffolk County called WBAD and WBLY. And I was just like a receptionist and office manager, and I caught the interest of who at the time was the midday radio personality. Her name was Donna. She took me under her wing, taught me everything in the studio, and when her boss saw that, he put me on. So that was actually the way I got into radio. It was through shadowing and mentoring under somebody, doing a regular job in a radio station, but not necessarily the job that I wanted at the time. So that's called paying your dues. I was a little girl in the front seat, and literally in the front office. So when everybody came into the radio station, I was the first face and voice that they heard. And that translated into me using my voice on the mic. And at that time, that was a rock station. So I actually started radio officially, commercial radio. Because I did start radio before that, but commercially, meaning a station that you can hear on your actual radio at 102.3 WBAD, a rock station. Before that, prior to that, and I always give them props, I did start on HCR. Is it? I'm sorry, I messed that up. Apologies. WHR in Harlem, the voice of Harlem.
Right.
That's where I started a college station. It functions, and it still functions, I believe, out of City College on 145th and Combat. Shout out to them. I was on EQ Radio, which was a hip-hop station. So I officially started on hip-hop college station, but my first paid commercial gig was at the rock station.
Yo, that's what's up. Wow.
That's great. You definitely worked your way up.
Hell yeah.
I know, you mentioned a lot of people, but who would you say that, helped you the most to get to the level that you are right now?
Oh man, that is still going on, as I want to say radio because of course that's my industry, but in entertainment and media altogether, it's always a shaking of the hands. Like you're always shaking somebody's hand, you're always meeting somebody. So on my way up, I kept meeting people and meeting people and meeting people, and literally shaking hands, because my journey through radio, again, everybody who gets into radio literally has a different story. I don't care who it is. You get to talk to Flex, Camilo, Bobby Trenton, Shayla, Lenny Green. Everybody has a different story. Mine was going through sales, and then it's funny because I stayed in sales and radio. Like I kept knowing the money side, which is good because my end goal is to own a chain of radio stations. So I need to know the money side. But the good part of knowing the money side is also knowing the big players. So when I continued to get jobs in radio, while I was at the rock station, I continued to network because I saw where that got me. And I ended up getting a job while at the rock station for Dr. Laura Schlesinger. If you don't know her, she is a critically acclaimed conservative talk show host and syndicated. So her office was out, and she broadcast live from Santa Barbara in California, but I was her New York office. So I was in charge of adding stations that would play her program. So the plus to that was I got to travel to promote her program. And when I did that, I got to meet so many people. I mean, people that we all see in the news today, Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, the conservative white men, not gonna lie, I met a lot of that.
Yeah.
And, although we may not be in agreement with them today, a lot of those hands that I shook remember my name and remember me as, the strong black woman that worked for Dr. Laura, because it wasn't easy working for her.
Wow.
I will go on the record as saying that it wasn't. She's a very tough cookie, type A personality. I learned a lot from her as far as being on air and holding your own as a woman in radio, regardless if she was white or black. Deja Vu, who's one of my mentors, love her. She's on afternoons at WBLS. A whole bunch of other people got the opportunity to work with Mike Shannon when I was at Radio 103.9 New York, which I believe is still on. I think it's probably like a pirate station now, but I had the opportunity to work with such a legend who was on Kiss FM for so many years in New York, legendary voice, and now I can call him my friend. And Radio 103.9 is actually where I became Roxie. So I didn't become Roxie until 2014. So it's just been an interesting circle of meeting people and having them know you as one name and turn into another and watch you grow. And it's literally been an honor to even work in the same building as Flex, Angie Martinez, Lenny Green, Shayla, DJ Enough, all of them. So I really count my blessings because it's really hard to get into New York radio and most importantly, stay in New York radio.
Do you consider radio a connection? How do you know if you're connected to your listeners?
That's a great question and a perfect one because we actually talked about it last night while I was on air. You know when people are connected when they're calling and listening to you. When they, even if they don't call and interact with you, they're listening somehow because what do we have? We have social media, right? So there's so many ways to listen to people through Instagram, Facebook Live, our social media feed. So even if you don't see somebody, you know that they're watching because, somebody will bring something up. They're like, oh, I remember when you said this, and oh, I like when you said that, and I like your stance on this. So the streets is always watching. I always say that. Always.
True. As long as you're putting yourself out there, for sure.
Like a little comment, something. So that's how I know I'm connecting. Because yesterday, perfect example, this man who always calls my show every week on a Friday, literally just calls me to tell me that I love your voice.
Wow.
That's a connection for me because, a lot of people are going through a lot of things, as we know. Even before the pandemic, there's people going through mental health issues, emotional, physical. There's people out there who've lost their jobs, and something as simple as hearing somebody's voice can be soothing to somebody. Something as simple as getting advice or hearing how passionate somebody is
exactly
about another topic that you are.
You know what? That Roxie, that was actually the next question that I was going to ask you, because I was thinking how important is it that the person that's listening to you know that you're authentic? Like, does that play a role in?
Tell it right away.
Right.
I mean, I can tell it right away, and I don't know if it's because my years on radio or just me being able to be. I'm an empath, so I'm so empathetic towards other people, and I just know and pick up on whether somebody's being compassionate or not. So because I am that way, I believe I have the one-up on everybody to be authentically authentic on the radio because I show emotion. I'm always, if there's a story that's sad, you'll hear the shakiness in my voice. I'll cry. If it affects me, I'll let you know. I don't hold anything back. That makes somebody a real talent. There's different talent out there on the radio, and when I say that, it's important to take note of that. There's people that get on the air that are actors. They're so great. I don't mean that in a bad way. A great example is Fun Flex. Off air, to me, when I've spoken to him, nice, soft-spoken voice, very calm.
Wait, we got beef here. We got beef popping off here.
So when I say that, if you hear a Fun Flex yelling, dropping bombs, you wouldn't believe it. That's an example of a talent who's an actor. And he told me in an interview that I interviewed him once, and he was like, yeah, when I get on this mic, I act. And I respect that so much because that's why our title is radio talent. We're also called radio personalities. So if you look at the word personality, if you look at the word talent, what do you have to bring on the mic? Your talent or personality.
It's a skill.
So that's Flex's personality.
Yeah.
Mine is my personality. Angie's is her personality. You know, so you got to bring your 100 when you're getting on. If you're pretending to be somebody that you're not, people are going to call you out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not going to connect with people.
People
Either.
notice that. People notice whether you're genuine or not.
Absolutely.
So, out of all these years that you've been in the industry, what would you say was one of the best days, and what would you say was one of the worst?
One of the best what?
Out of all your time in the radio, what's one day that you can remember that made a huge difference and that was important to you, that you would consider your best day? And what would be a day that you would say, hey, today was a day that I could truly learn something from this, and that, you know, you would say was one of the worst, just so that we get a gauge here of what you go through?
One of my best days was when I was on air for the first time at WBLS, July 10th, 2010.
She remembers.
Wow.
Real specific on the date.
It's like your
I
first
like
big
it. I
break.
like it.
That WBLS is my, and continues to always be my favorite radio station. I even said at the age of 7, I'm going to be on BLS one day. And when
Wow.
that day came, I cried. I cried before I went on air for like a good straight, like, half hour, because I couldn't believe it. Like, Wendy had still been on WBLS, and I think it was the year that she was leaving. So the room that I broadcast out of was her furry pink chair with all the leopard skin on it. So I actually sat at the mic where it's all furry and pink. So I was like, well, I'm talking into the mic that Wendy's talking into.
That's amazing.
So that's
Yeah, it
why
is,
I
yeah.
was so highly emotional. I was like, dreams do come true, because if I can sit at the top of the 7th floor in Park Avenue and look out the beautiful window of like downtown New York City almost. Actually, I think that's the Murray Hill area. But of Murray Hill, and talk to New Yorkers from this black-owned station, then anything and everything is possible.
Absolutely.
That was the best day, radio-wise. Worst day, radio-wise, I don't know. Everything is an experience, and I try not to look at things as if they were bad, but if I had to pick a bad moment, I'd maybe pick a bad interview, because I haven't really had a bad moment in radio, besides just like some personal things where I just didn't like people, but I'm not trying to sit here and a bad interview, unfortunately, because this guy has changed since and is great now, but Swiss Beats.
Hey!
What did he do?
Shout to Swiss, man.
Probably because he got off of a plane and it was 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning and didn't feel like talking to me.
Oh, he was grumpy.
But usually my interviews are, I don't want to brag, they're kind of flawless to the point where, like, it's like I'm talking to my sister or brother. But this day, I could only get, like, one-word answers from him, and I was like, And he wasn't married to Alicia at the time, it was Shonda, so I didn't even know how to angle or get out of the awkwardness of the interview. And at that time, I was working with the ET Radio Network. I was just an intern at the time, and then later turned into a freelance worker with BET. But yeah, it was just, I was like, oh, like at that point, I was like, am I just a bad interviewer? It made me doubt myself. And then I was like, no, it's just early in the morning. He don't know.
See,
want to answer these questions by some shit he don't know.
You just brought up something. You just said a flawless interview. What in the world is a flawless interview when it comes to radio?
Well, a flawless interview for me is like the flow, because I already know from like the first question and how the person's vibe is, how the rest of the interview is going to go. So most of the time, my interviews turn into like I'm kicking it with somebody. Literally, all the time. It doesn't even matter who the hell I interview. I think my best interview that was flawless was Common. Because towards the middle of the interview, he asked me what my sign was.
No, that's great.
Oh, that's nice, yeah.
That's
A
personal.
star of that stature be like, what's your sign? I was like, what's the next question? What's my number? Because here it is. I would have loved that to see where he's at now. But, yeah, that's how I know. That's my signal for this is going to be a great interview, where it feels like I just called the celebrity up on my phone and we're just talking like we're about to go to brunch.
Okay,
Nice.
that is nice.
Hey, Roxie, man, it's been a pleasure.
Yay! of course. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, ladies. This has been great. Shout out to Lady
definitely.
Guru Show. I have been watching you guys. You guys are beautiful.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job at producing this and putting it together and putting together the right talent with the right content. And just you got everything coordinated.
So special.
I'm in the house acting like a girl all the time, crying for no reason and shit. More fucking emotional. All my toughness done left. I was tough like a motherfucker. Like, yo, what up? Now I be on some like, hey, crying now. I don't even know how to cry like a girl. Nah, for real, you know, I wasn't one of them crybaby type of chicks. Crying like a motherfucker. Watching Lifetime movies. My girl in there, I'm watching the movie. She's like, what the fuck is that? She's like, what the fuck? They took the baby.
What's going on, ladies?
What's going on?
Everybody
special
check this
guest.
out. We have another important guest. You may have seen her different places, you know. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in the comedian Toni Byrd.
Woo!
That's what's up.
Hi.
How you feeling? How you feeling?
Man, I'm good.
That's what's up. Now,
Good.
you're a comedian, and I've seen you on stage. Hilarious. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hilarious. Now I've seen you on stage. So when I did see you on stage, you were just freestyling hilarious stuff. So the question that I had was, how crazy does somebody have to be in the front row of a comedian stage performance? Is that a thing?
I don't know if it's a thing or not. I just think, hey, somebody got to sit in the front. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody. So it's like, you know, whoever, you know, some people really like sitting in the front, though.
Yeah, because, due to bring a shorty there or what have you, you know what I mean? Because I mean, I've seen people get like braked on because they wore the wrong shirt and they sitting in the front row.
I feel like when you're sitting there, man, when you're sitting in the front row, it's like you're gonna get roasted. Like,
Yeah, you end up wearing the wrong thing or a loud shirt. It's a wrap.
yeah.
It's a straight rap. You're right about that.
Now let me ask you, and with all the success that you've had, and every show you've done has been hilarious, have you ever had like a bad show where nobody laughed at the jokes?
Oh, yo, man, they booed me at Wingate Park in Brooklyn. The
Damn.
whole park.
Oh no.
Booed.
Wow.
No, they
We some
booed.
tough
No,
people.
booed.
Ah. Why? What happened?
No, I don't know what
It's
happened.
New
All I
York,
know is I
man.
heard boo, like the whole park. WBLS was there. I'm like, oh my
Damn.
God, my comedy career was over. You know what I'm
Yikes.
saying?
Wow. Like what did you do? Did you just keep on with the show or?
Nah, yo, I gave the mic back and walked off the stage.
Wow.
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 I
You know what
guess
I'm saying?
It comes with the territory.
Yeah, but you know what was so dope about that is that it was some people who I knew that were there, and they text me, and you know it was like, yo, just keep pushing, and that was my first year in comedy. I've been doing comedy now 8 years, so
Wow.
that's how
Dope.
long ago that happened.
So you didn't let that
Oh.
stop you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. That didn't stop me. It only made me better.
Mm.
That's good.
Yeah, I
like
guess
that.
because every show can't be hilarious. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, your aim is for that though.
Yeah.
You want every show to be, you know, they say you're only as good as your last show.
So, yo, what made you want to be a comic though?
You know, people seen it in me. You know, they was like, yo, you funny. You need to be on stage. You know, it wasn't even a dream of mine. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Once
use
I
your
realized,
personality.
how funny I was, I said, you know, maybe they right. And I just got on stage and, you know.
How do you
The
come
rest
up
is history.
with your material? What do you use as inspiration to come up with new content?
Well, you know, a lot of my contact is personal. So I'm talking about me. So, you know, my contact is just, I can't even explain to you how I put it together in my head. It's not something that I wrote down. It's just something I lived. And, you know, it's just a way of telling a story.
And that's something that a lot of comedians, they say that it's like they make a joke out their situation, you know, just laugh about it, and people understand it and they laugh too.
Yeah.
So basically, your personal experiences, you turn it around and make it into a
Yeah.
joke.
Yes, absolutely. I've taken, you know, there was a time that, you know, I was trying to be a girly girl. And, you know, I took that whole situation and made it hilarious.
What do you say about that?
Oh, man, just like I went out on a date with a dude. You know, it was awkward as hell, you know. I kept forgetting he was the man I kept thinking I was. It was like, so, you know, it's those experiences that I bring to the stage that I really did it. So it's just,
That's cool.
just, you know,
That's
it just
awesome.
falls in sync. Now, you know, I'm putting more of, you know, just everyday life situations together, you know?
Mhm.
Yo, who was the comic that you always thought was the most hilarious that you looked up to?
Talent.
Okay.
Yeah, Talent. That's a funny motherfucker. I, you know, just to watch him and, you know, it was like, yo, every show this dude is fucking funny, man. It's like every show, I've never seen a bad show with talent. Like, this dude is just amazingly talented and, you know, I really admired him, you know.
Do you have like a preference when you do a show? Do you like being first? Do you like being last, or how does it work?
Well, you know, wherever they want to put me at.
Right.
I feel you.
You know, but I mean, really, I love to headline the show.
That's
Of
what's up.
course.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What
I love to
other
headline the show.
comedians have you done shows with?
I've been on Team Capone. I've been with Talent, Rick Michaels from Wildin' Out. I ran with him
Nice.
when I first got into the game. Before he even got on Wildin' Out. Marshall Brandon. I mean, there's so many people I could name. That Smokey Suarez, Kenny Wu. You know, and these are like the local talented dudes, you know what I'm saying? But they funny as fuck, you know, Kareem Green,
Wow.
you know, Marcus Banks, you know, so many people, you know, Ray Gibbs, out in Jersey, Natasha Face, Monique Latisse, Comedy Club. Check her out. First female comedian in Patterson,
wow.
New Jersey, to open a comedy club. So please show up.
Well, that's what's
Shout
up.
out to her.
That's what's up.
So, you know.
You had mentioned, you said a lot of local talent. I remember that phrase you said. So that means you were born and raised in New York City.
Oh, absolutely, man. New York all day,
Love
every
it.
day, man. Queensbridge Projects, Long Island City, what up?
Oh, what up?
Hey.
Word.
Vernon Boulevard, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got a whole vibe with that.
I love it.
Yo, it was a pleasure having you here.
Yes,
Yeah.
pleasure.
That
Such
was
a
a pleasure
pleasure.
being here, man. Thank you guys. I appreciate what y'all do. Definitely appreciate the love.
That's what it is. Everybody, make sure you go see comedian Toni Byrd.
Thank you for coming out. We hope that you stop by again.
And
No doubt, I sure will. No problem.
And invite us to your next comedy show whenever things, we can attend. Whenever, you do something, let us know. We'll show up.
No doubt, man. I'll be in Brooklyn in a minute.
She's from Brooklyn, so I'm always there. We can come out.
Okay, no doubt. I got you covered.
Awesome.
that's what's up.
All right,
nice
ladies.
meeting you.
Ladies look beautiful.
Thank you.